Welcome to Joe Macaroni Explains It All. I'm Joe Macaroni. Happy you joined me today. I'd like to talk to you about a couple of things. One of them is actually how I learned to polka and some other stories. I hope you'll enjoy them. It's quite short. The first one is actually about polka. Polka, polka. When I was 16, my two best friends and I were riding around looking for fun. Mischief, trouble, girls, whatever. When we came upon this small church and what looked like a party inside. So we were kind of ballsy guys, and we just walked in like we belonged there. But we really didn't. We were in the basement of a small Lithuanian Catholic church, and they were having a polka party. Just like that, they welcomed us. Why? Well, because there were lots of teenage girls and no boys. It turns out one of my friends actually knew how to polka. Who knew that this tough guy could polka? Well, all of us made it to the floor, the three of us. We had lots of attention from the girls. It was great. They also fed us very well. Really, really nice people. My short addenda to this story, 45 years later, my company sold this small church for the Roman Catholic Diocese. Sadly, there were only 8 parishioners left. This next story is about music mostly, my years playing in bands. And one thing I learned early on is that musicians are chick magnets. Playing at a dance or a fair, school, almost anywhere was a teenage boy's dream. I played the sax and clarinet with a group called the Valley Boys. There were 4 of us. We especially liked to get gigs in the country, where farm girls were a lot friendlier and warmer. But we had to be careful because the farm boys were not friendly and warm. When we finished and got paid, we packed up as quick as we could to get the hell out of Dodge. But we had a good time and we made some money. I played in many other bands, but this by far was the most fun. I started with music in the 4th grade. I played the triangle in the school band. It was where I could make a mistake and no one cared. I went to work shortly after that year, at age 11, but I liked music, bought an old clarinet, and paid $2 a week for lessons. I became pretty good. And then I took up the sax. By 15, I had a lot of offers to play in all sorts of bands. Combos, marching bands, school bands, backup bands, you name it. I stopped playing when I went into the service. I've always been sorry that I stopped. Lastly, I want to say that one of the things I've mentioned before is that I enjoy classical music. And I was thinking about the other day that most of these various compositions were done 200 to 400 years ago by people like Beethoven and Mozart and Verdi and Vivaldi and just so many. And in many cases, by composers who were only in their teens and sometimes younger. That always amazed me. So now I'm thinking, fast forward 200 to 400 years from now. That's if the world still exists. Do you think that rap and hip hop will be the classics of the future? I think that's a scary thought. This is Joe Macaroni. Joe Macaroni Explains It All. I hope you have a wonderful day.